You're listening to the TopRopePress.com radio network.
There's one thing you're better at than I am, and that's kissing Vince McMahon's ass.
And I have half the brain that you do. Well, see, I come from a highly educated university, so when I come out and speak these white trash, I gotta dumb myself down.
We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Welcome, everybody, to the 11th edition of the Voices of the Voiceless podcast. I am your host, Chet You Betcha, alongside Stormy Cloud. Stormy.
We're back.
Honestly, guess the reference to that TV show and you win $5.
Does it come on after 8 p.m.?
It did during the late 90s and early 2000s.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually not in bed by 8 p.m.
I
don't know.
Whose line is it anyway? Whenever.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Drew Carey and that tall Ryan guy and
that
all those other guys.
That show was hilarious, and you know it. That show was fucking awesome. And Wayne Brady. That was like applied chapstick. We have a lot to discuss today. I'm kissing a lot of ass. We have a lot to discuss today, especially one person who did kiss a lot of ass. Well, we think. Great call, Lee. But before we get to that, the What the Fuck Tweet of the Week brought to you by idiots everywhere. You can't find them, but you can sure buy them wherever Lamar Odom's shopping. Ooh, you like that one? You like that one?
God.
Yeah. Sorry,
he's put his divorce with Khloe Kardashian on hold.
It only took snorting coke in a brothel, taking too much Viagra, to really make Khloe open her eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, can that be the what the fuck tweet of the year? Their marriage being good, and whatever, good for them. They're happy. That's fine. Lamar Odom's half brain dead, and I hope he recovers. He's not a bad guy, but I mean, what an idiot. Truly, that was so stupid. All right, seriously though, what the fuck tweet of the week?
All right. So our What the Fuck Tweet of the Week is brought to you by @BrennaNicoleXO, who claims to be an inspiring women's wrestler on her Twitter profile.
Uh-oh.
WWE tweeted a picture of Evolve wrestler Zack Sabre Jr., asking if he's the next breakout star.
I saw that, and I wrote about that, because Bull Dempsey is the fucking man. All right, keep going.
And so in response, BrennaNicoleXO tweets back to WWE, I don't know, but I want to suck his dick.
You're kidding me.
Oh, I'm not kidding.
What
kind of a wonderful, inspiring human being would come up with such a thoughtful reply? So I went to her Twitter page and found it was amazing.
For the viewers at home, how do you spell? Is it Brenna Nicole X or XO?
BrennaNicolexo.
Thank you. You got to do that for everyone to know. All right, she is kind of hot. I mean, I'm not a judger, but
maybe you'll check out some of her tweets where she's begging Justin Bieber to piss on her, and this isn't coming for me.
Oh wow, this is horrible.
Fuck her tight pink anus so hard until she bleeds and splits her ass cheeks open so she can wear them as earmuffs this winter.
Ew! What is this? Oh!
Where the fuck do I find these people?
Wade Barrett, excuse me, I got to go take a shit. Renee Young, my pussy pops severe. Ew! This is disgusting. What a She needs her Twitter taken away forever. Oh,
she needs her life taken away. She's
well, okay, don't go that far. That's pretty rough.
Okay, so let's just say she shouldn't be allowed to vote or leave the house.
Permanent house arrest, kind of like Reggie Bush from USC. She can never go anywhere else.
What are the odds she reproduces?
Well, I hope not. I mean, I'm sorry. I really hope not. Wow, that's terrible. That truly is the one.
Her father must be so proud.
I bet she doesn't know who the father is. Oh, all right. Moving. Wait, this is like the worst podcast ever. And I think we're only 4 minutes in. Moving on to good news, sort of. This is worse news, I think. TNA announces a partnership with Dalip Singh, formerly known as the Great Khali in WWE. Singh has been tasked with finding and mentoring India's next big professional wrestling star for the TNA roster, joining Mahabali Shira. Brad, don't talk yet. Don't move that dial. I'm gonna find something for you. I hope this is it. I really do. After the ad plays, because of course I'm not gonna edit it, even though I'll say I'll edit it. Please be it. Come on.
Come on.
I hope you're dancing along.
In my mouth, no one can understand what the fuck I'm saying.
And I'm not hating on the Great Khali. He did his job and got paid and did it okay. But they turned a beast like the Great Khali, who was in a Punjabi prison match, and he was a dancing idiot. But whatever. So talk about this. You're the TNI guy, Mahabali Shira. Doesn't seem too successful either. So why did they sign the Great Khali? I thought he was retired.
I'm sure he's successful at something, just not wrestling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He's bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I could only think this was John Gaborik's idea.
What about Bob Ryder? Bob Ryder.
Oh, my God.
You and Bob Ryder are good friends.
Yeah, he's got me blocked on his Twitter. His
I know.
Twitter machine.
Michael Cole blocked me for no reason.
Well, he's a douche, too.
Remember whenever Michael Cole used to dress up like a mobster in like the early 2000s with a leather jacket and like the soul patch? Anyway, I'm sorry.
I do. I actually heard that he used to be rude to interns.
Oh, of course he was. He's Michael Cole.
The Michael Cole. Yeah.
I missed the coal mine. I'm sorry. That was a really good skit. Go ahead. TNA signed a Great Khali for no stupid reason.
Well, they signed him to find the next big star in India in professional wrestling. And I can only imagine if anybody could find the next big star in professional wrestling in India, it would be the Great Khali. What a worker this guy was. Unbelievable. The way he moved in the ring seamlessly. He was great on the mic. Unbelievable. This guy was a true treasure. Was that convincing?
Yeah. Who would you rather have on your roster, Giant Gonzalez or the Great Khali?
Well, there's no difference.
True. You know what? Give Khali some credit. He was that big monster and he was an average world heavyweight champion because he was truly a monster. They booked him like a beast, and that's what made it work. But, nah. I don't know. I think that's dumb. The Pittsburgh Pirates tried to go to India to try to find their next big pitcher, and it didn't work. They made a movie out of it, so good for them.
All I know is if Kurt freaking Angle did the same thing and found the Shira shit show, do I really believe that Great Khali is going to do any better in India?
No. But we love Kurt Angle, so who cares? Kurt Angle's amazing. He's from Pittsburgh, by the way.
He is. He's amazing, except when his Twitter's hacked, he's drunk, no, his Twitter's hacked. Sorry.
Either or, really. Okay, on to our next, and honestly my favorite segment, the Hit or Miss segment, a review of Monday Night Raw. Raw had a few good moments. Seriously now, a few good moments. Before we get to the hit or miss, I loved Shawn Michaels' exchange with Seth Rollins. I thought that was very good.
Hated it.
Why did you hate it? Even okay, so you know the guys that did the Ric Flair impression, even they loved it, and they're the biggest critics in all of wrestling. How? It had a purpose, and he put Rollins over.
How did they like it? I don't know.
How did you not like it?
What was the point of bringing in Shawn Michaels to get in the ring? He essentially forgets his lines and starts rambling. And Seth Rollins comes out, and they have an interaction where basically Shawn Michaels treats him like a man-child, and all for nothing. And then he just walks off and leaves. And they continue to make him look like a giant fucking vagina. And then they wonder why he has no heat.
But he did clean pin Ryback.
Well, yeah, after Ryback beat him, you're right. So it's even Steven booking.
Well, I really enjoyed that. The New Day is always great.
Hey, it's like his fourth win since August 3rd or something. I mean, he's on TV. Yeah.
But he wins at every house show.
He loses to John Cena at every house show.
That's a one. Yeah, that's a good point. But he gets DQ'd, so he doesn't actually lose.
Well, that's a loss.
Well, no, not in the eyes of creative. Hit or miss. Let's start. Raw's promotion of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view as a go-home show. I know exactly what you're going to say.
It was a miss.
Exactly. Yeah, I kind of agree. Aside from, well, the number one contender wasn't on the show. So, like, what in the hell?
Okay. The Chicago Cubs couldn't have struck out any worse than this show.
Ouch. That's relevant sports facsimile. That's exactly what
you like that?
Yeah.
You like that, Ryan?
Yeah, it was bad. I didn't understand it. Why wasn't Kane on the show? I get it. He was quote-unquote suspended. But Demon Kane wasn't suspended. They could have done that dumb storyline again, bring in Demon Kane to do something. That was really weird. Where was Charlotte and Nikki standoff against each other? Why did they have that? They're facing off, and they're supposed to have the Divas Revolution. And I've been a huge proponent of it, but why won't they promote that match? It didn't make any sense. The team that creative forgot, Neville, Ziggler, and Cesaro, are in the pre-show, which is idiotic, which means Ziggler and Cena, that feud is actually not happening after it was supposed to happen because it made sense. And it would have been the only time that the Total Diva storyline would sink into a top program and actually be logical. But nope, they're not going to do it. It's probably going to be Braun Strowman to face Cena. I just thought it was...
God damn, John, he's huge.
Yeah,
he's huge.
That dick he has. It just didn't, it didn't do it for me.
Wait a minute. That's how Virgil got his job, not Braun Strowman.
Well, no, by being Xavier Woods' dad. That's what was another thing. But I thought it was stupid. I'm with
I think I've discovered our problem here is we're recording this very much later than usual, and so that's the problem. Maybe I'm too tired. I'm drunk. I don't know what it is, but I think we're going a little off the rails tonight.
Okay, let's keep going then. Everything's fine. We're the best podcast, damn it.
We are.
Hit or miss. The reintroduction of Eric Rowan to the Wyatt family. What in the fuck was that? Okay, so Luke Harper was not on the show, personal reasons. I hope everything's okay with him. He's one of my favorites. There were rumors before the show that Eric Rowan was back, and great. Rowan's average at best, and his theme music was different and fine. So you have Strowman, big guy, black leotard, right? And then
small dick. And then to the left, you have usually Luke Harper, black beard, big black beard, huge dick. Does not wear a sheet mask when the lights come on. Not even when the lights come on. Whenever they're Whenever they're coming out of there's a T-shirt in there somewhere. Whenever they're coming from the back out on the ramp. You see another sheet mask, and it's not Luke Harper. He's never worn a white sheet mask. So the genius, it wasn't even genius. The logical person says, Eric Rowan's back. And what does Michael Cole say not 20 minutes later? Eric Rowan? Oh, man. What the hell? Were we not supposed? Well, Roman Reigns no-sold the thing, which kudos. Why? What were they doing? Were they really thinking no one would notice? They have different color hair.
that's vibrant, and one wears a mask, one doesn't. What were they
But they're
trying
both,
to do?
It's like whatever. It's about two tall white guys. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go. Let me go back here. Let's rewind.
For what? I think we covered it.
Well, I don't think I covered my Hell in a Cell pay-per-view as a go-home show, miss.
Yes, you did.
Well, I just want to add more to it.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to say that, yes, Raw in general was more entertaining than it has been in recent weeks. Of course, the go-home show, it fell flat for me. The go-home show.
Yes.
Wow, this podcast is going downhill quick.
Are you drunk?
No, I'm actually not.
Oh.
I didn't feel there was enough from a storyline standpoint with either of the co-main events. Kane wasn't on the show whatsoever. Rollins was emasculated by Shawn Michaels. Of course, we just talked about that. And then you had, of course, Ryback pinned by Seth Rollins right before his title match with Kevin Owens.
Yep.
And then you had Undertaker and Brock Lesnar on the show. But there was no true dramatic build-up to justify a so-called rubber match inside a Hell in a Cell. That should be a big climax where there's a huge build-up. There's a lot of anger. We just haven't really seen that. There's been a really poor build-up between Lesnar and Undertaker for this match.
The main event, though, did do its job. But we'll get to that a little bit later. It did do
Okay.
it. So
I want to go back to Eric Rowan.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So this was also a miss for me. I know that's a shock.
No.
So I'll say I'm happy they aligned Rowan with the Wyatts again rather than Reigns and Ambrose, because that was a potential, rumor. They were looking at how he would factor back in, and he's realigned with the Wyatts as he should be. That is a good thing, okay? That being said, they briefly made one comment in the segment, quietly. They just Michael Cole kind of mumbled it or something, identifying, oh, that's Eric Rowan there. It was just very underwhelming. So you reintroduce a guy into a storyline
Without actually reintroducing him.
Right. And I understand Luke Harper has a family matter he's attending to, and so he had to be out probably on short notice. So they needed Eric Rowan to come back. That doesn't mean you can't give a 10-second explanation during Bray Wyatt's promo as to why he's here. That's right. All it would have taken. That's it. It's not rocket science. It's just common sense, and it's continuity, and it's not insulting the intelligence of your audience. It's really, really simple stuff, actually. So, that being said, the only reason I could think that they would have him come back, because now they're saying it's the four of them. They did make note of that after Raw. It was the four of them. So there's only two of Dean and Roman. So are we setting up a 4-on-4 Survivor Series match, or what's going on there? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know what's going to happen, right? No. What really is going to happen is, Randy Orton, as we all know, separated his shoulder, or dislocation. Let me get that right. He dislocated his shoulder by taking out the trash. He should have taken out Raw the last few months. Wouldn't have broke his shoulder.
That's how you know you're old, when you're taking out the fucking trash.
And he's not even that old. He's really not.
No, he's really not. I'm 37. He's 35, I think. We're close in age. I've never, separated my shoulder taking out the trash, but, I know he's had a history of shoulder injuries.
Yes.
And so, yeah.
If he can heal in time, he'll be a surprise entrant out of nowhere, kind of thing. If it is 4 versus 4, I don't even know who the hell. I mean, obviously Dean and Roman. Seth will be busy, and I agree with it, but they don't have any people to team with. 4 versus 2. Does Jericho return? I doubt it.
He's actually done with the company for a while.
I know. Which shoulder Ambrose tease something and not come back to it. I don't get it.
Or how about we just move on from this fucking feud, please? Let's just
Well, this is it. This is the final straw.
We can only hope.
It is. I promise you, it is, because Roman's gonna win the Rumble and win the title at WrestleMania.
Now, did you actually see Harper the yeah
That's what I was alluding to. There's a shirt in there somewhere. Get it?
No, I got that, but I didn't know if you actually saw like the picture on Chris Jericho's. Okay,
yeah, I did, but it's taken down now.
Yeah, it was taken down because Diego was giving the middle finger in it.
I didn't even notice that.
Yep, that's why it was taken down. Nothing else. There was no heat over this incident with Luke Harper. It was simply Diego fucking it up for everybody else in the picture. That's not PG.
What an idiot. But yeah, all in all, that was a miss. Huge miss. Hit or miss the Shield reunion.
Well, I'm on a roll, so I'll go with this was a miss.
Of course it was. Why?
Well, for me, a potential Shield reunion, and probably for many fans, is very exciting, right?
Of course. Mark out moment.
But this was just a bad tease. That's all this was.
Maybe that was the whole point behind it.
This was a little pre-cum without finishing the job. That's what this was. Okay? God. Can we redo this thing?
No, we're not. No. Podcasts like this are great, yet bad but great. Whatever the fuck you said, it's pre-cum without finishing the job. Sure.
Okay. So Rollins did the right thing in this case, of course, leaving his team during the match because it wasn't logical, really, for him to agree to rejoin them for a match to begin with.
Right. Heels do bad things.
Well, yeah, that's why he should have left the match, but really shouldn't even have agreed to it to begin with. But my thing is, something like this shouldn't have been just thrown together during a Raw and promoted in an hour. This is something that's so big that really should have taken a couple weeks of promotion, maybe, that they should have made a much bigger deal out of. It was a squandered opportunity.
They don't think ahead. I mean,
they could have held it out. It could have meant something more.
I'll have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Now that you're bringing all that up, a few weeks of build-up would have been kind of nice. Hit or miss Raw's rating after advertising several legends were advertised to return. They got 2.21. It was clearly a miss. Not even close.
It was a mess, and I think this is probably where the ratings will peak in this sort of range. You know, there was the whole deal with Austin and how they promoted him improperly. He was on the live show. He wasn't. He wasn't. They couldn't make up their mind on that. He said that the dirt sheets were full of shit for reporting that he was going to be on Raw, not just the podcast. And, of course, he actually did turn out to be on Raw. So that tells me that he didn't even fucking know what was happening as it came close to time.
Nope. No, he did not.
So it's just very telling of the whole creative scenario there. So, you know, I just didn't feel like the veterans, the legends, the part-timers, whatever you want to call them, I didn't feel like they were necessarily utilized very effectively. I thought they just kind of...
I disagree with you. I enjoyed Michaels.
But what did he do? He came in to do a quick thing, and it was nothing. They blew their load in the first hour, essentially. This was like, hey, Monday Night Raw is on at around 8:30, so let's get all the legends and part-timers in here right away to hook in the audience. And
they didn't. They spread them out. Austin started the show at 8, Michaels was at 9, and Flair was at 10. They got the top of the show.
And where was Brock and Undertaker? It was in the first hour.
Yeah.
Okay. So 8 to 9 was almost all the legends but Flair.
8 to 9:15, if you want to be accurate.
Okay. Whatever. About the first hour, they blew their load on all this in a 3-hour show. But it's not even just that. It's how they were utilized. What was Ric Flair's role in this whole thing?
That we're gonna get to that.
Okay, but I'm just saying these legends weren't utilized for anything. It was just like, how about instead of going to that old timer the 40 and 50-year-olds that wrestled, 5-10 years ago, how about you actually take a chance and push the next generation of talent on the show rather than go back to the same well that eventually will run dry when they need it the most. And, I mentioned this on Twitter, and I know you saw it, but the average age of the talent in the co-main events for Hell in a Cell is 41 years old, and that's a problem.
Well, to be fair, Lesnar's not that old.
He's 38.
But that's not that bad. It really isn't.
Well, yeah, he's one of the young ones.
he's the only legit star on the roster that brings in the ratings.
He's the biggest special attraction of professional wrestling.
That's right. Is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, but it's a bad thing when the stars of your show are 40-something and 50 years old. That's a problem because you're not building the new stars of tomorrow. Shawn Michaels isn't going to be around forever. No. Hell, he didn't even look like he wanted to fucking be there to begin with.
Well, I would go that far. I think
I would.
He ate a kid's
like he could have cared less. Yes, that's exactly my point. He looked like he could have cared less. He didn't even remember his lines.
I don't think he doesn't get lines. He just does whatever the fuck he wants.
Okay.
Yeah. I said it. All right, you know what? Speaking of Ric Flair, we are now on to the Drunk Ric Flair Stumble of the Week.
Paige, you are a bitch. How can you do this to my daughter? Hey,
Ric Flair, I love you.
Yeah. Paige, you are the man. You're hot.
Yeah.
Let's do a figure 12 on Paige. I'll do it to her face. I'll face fuck her, and it'll be a figure 12. Paige, vagina, I love. Charlotte, I'm sorry. You're going to have a stepsister.
Yeah, so my Drunk Ric Flair Stumble of the Week is actually the legend himself, Ric Flair. Because whenever he came out, he got a jobber entrance, which made me laugh. 2, he looks at the camera guy. Are we ready? Are we live? 3, he's like, woo! And he didn't know what he was doing. He himself lived up to this segment, the Drunk Ric Flair Stumble of the Week, because he did a lot of that, and he made no sense, and he was there for no reason. And that's it. That's my stumble. I don't know what you got, but that was mine. It was terrible.
Yeah, are we live?
Are we live? Are we ready to go? Are we good? Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting there watching this segment about to start, and this fucker is looking right at the cameraman with the camera right on him. Are we live? As we're live, and everybody's awkwardly watching like, we're live, Rick. What the fuck are you doing?
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was classic nature beer. Okay, so my stumble of the week was Roman Reigns and another promo disaster.
Yeah.
They continue to throw Roman Reigns out there in a sink or swim scenario with these terrible in-ring promos, and it's just not working.
But this week was not as bad as last week. It wasn't. Because there was less words. There were less words, and it was dimmed, and it was intimate.
You're polishing a turd. That's your problem.
I know. That's SmackDown. Sorry.
That's the creative team.
Yeah.
That's Vince. That's Kevin Dunn. Okay. Flair's only job on this show was to put over Reigns and introduce him, which again was a terrible use of him. But the crowd still booed and still didn't buy into Roman Reigns with Ric Flair kissing his ass. Every time they put Ambrose out there with Roman Reigns, it only emphasizes how more over Ambrose is with the fans than Reigns and how much of a better talker he is.
Well, I did cover earlier this week that it's going to be Dean Ambrose as the top babyface with John Cena out for so long. So perhaps that's a good sign. Maybe.
We'll see. I'm not convinced they won't be begging John Cena to not do this little fitness deal or whatever the hell he's got going on.
He's gone after Hell in a Cell, dude. He's gone. He gone.
It'll be interesting.
He gone.
We'll see.
He gone. Did you enjoy the Stone Cold podcast?
Well.
Oh, God. Did it? Okay. Everyone can shut up. Stone Cold and Lesnar are not wrestling unless they're really going to wait on it. I loved it. It was casual and fun, and that's what I wanted. And those two together, they're obviously friends, and it was interesting.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, I would.
I wouldn't. I think Austin admires Lesnar and is fascinated and wants to learn more about him, but I wouldn't say they're really friends or hang out or anything.
I mean, unless they were totally bullshitting everybody, they text, they talk about trucks, beer, hunting. They want to go hunting together. What's are they lying to everyone?
Okay. Let me just say, in full disclosure, I didn't watch it.
Oh, you asshole.
I considered watching it, all right? But after hearing a lot of the critical fan feedback on Twitter, I opted to read a report of the transcript instead. And I'm glad I did. This was clear to me. This was nothing more than a subtle but forced attempt to tell fans that Austin versus Lesnar at WrestleMania 32 is not happening. And that's what this was.
Thank good.
That's what this was.
Good. It's not happening, so people can let it go.
They can let it go. It's not happening.
Then what? Then why was it a bad idea? It was really entertaining. You really should watch it.
It's what was there? I mean, what did we learn on this podcast about Brock Lesnar that we didn't already know? Or what kind of insightful questions did he ask him? And I'm not talking about his preferences in guns, trucks, grills, music, and adult beverages.
Why he left, his time in the UFC, how he got in, pre-WWE, what he did, his time in Japan. It was very insightful.
It was not insightful. None of that is a mystery.
You hate everything.
Okay. And not only was this like they missed a lot of the opportunity to ask him some real questions. He didn't even mention Sable, for Christ's sake. I mean, the former WWE diva who he's married and has kids with. Yeah, that one. I mean, it was just not very deep, so to speak. They talked about very casual sort of stuff that, if you're a redneck, you probably really enjoyed that kind of talking about Dodge trucks and all that stupid shit. But
I'm not a redneck, and I kind of enjoyed it.
Well, I don't find that kind of stuff enjoyable. I can drive down the street and talk to some redneck who enjoys that kind of stuff. I don't really care about that. So to me, it was just a miss. And then what we all found out really was, okay, so Brock says he doesn't like to talk to people, doesn't like being around people. He lives in the middle of nowhere with an 8-foot locked gate surrounding him. He doesn't want to even be able to see his neighbors. He doesn't know anyone in the locker room. He simply comes into work, clocks in and out, doesn't hang out with anyone else, doesn't care if he pisses anyone off, and treats it like a job. Brock Lesnar, ladies and gentlemen.
And Stone Cold really appreciated that.
Good for Stone Cold.
You're such a jackass. All right, so
okay. So the guy's basically, in a very kind of indirect way, I guess, telling you that, by the way, he doesn't really love this business at all. He's doing it for the money. And by the way, if you don't like it, fuck you.
Yeah, I don't care. I enjoy him. There we go. I enjoy his work.
Maybe Stone Cold should have asked Brock about exposing his penis to Goldust's ex-wife, Terry Runnels, years ago.
That happened, didn't it?
It did happen. In fact,
that did happen.
Terry commented on it and said, and I want to quote her here. This is an accurate quote from Terry Runnels, ladies and gentlemen. Quote, Brock opened the towel and exposed himself.
That happened.
And boy, was that a little red penis. I have never seen something so red. Quote.
Maybe he was just finishing up in the showers. I don't know. There's been a lot of sexual innuendos on this podcast. Way too many for my liking. Moving on to something less sexual, Hell in a Cell, because we're PG. We're going to give our preview and predictions. I predict
we're pretty good.
I know we are. I am going to. Plus, that was a hell of an intro we had. Off to preview and predictions for Hell in a Cell. I predicted to be a B+ show. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's an A+ show, like every show. So, at first, and I'm going to write these down. So when I am right and you're wrong, I can tell you about it.
I can't wait.
I know. I don't even know who won the last time. I think we tied, actually, because we had a lot of the same winners. All right, so pre-show.
The tie goes to me.
Says who?
Well,
Yankees of the early 2000s. Is that what you're telling me?
Tie goes to the winner.
No, it does not. Where the fuck are you talking about?
You just got to look at the rule book. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah. By the way, Brad and I are going to the National Pole Amateur Championships. The trials are next month, and I've already offered to go to Bangor, Maine. There's a preliminary. Cleveland, Ohio, the quarterfinals. I don't know when and where you want to go, but we're going to go. We're going to see Batista's new wife, and I hope she's nice because that makes everything better. But we're going. And we're doing a GoFundMe. Send John and Brad to the Amateur National Pole Dancing Championships.
That's right. We want to support Batista's wife.
Okay. So for the pre-show kickoff match, we have the Euros. Sheamus. Why am I forgetting? Bad News Barrett and who the fuck?
You're forgetting because nobody fucking cares. So let me just clue you in.
Oh,
we got the Euros match.
I got it. Rusev, Sheamus, and Barrett. Wow, they're really insignificant.
No, King Barrett.
King Barrett.
Yeah, he's a king.
Because Bad News Barrett wasn't good or anything. It wasn't enjoyable. I didn't enjoy it. I really did. I loved it. It was awesome.
He's already gotten the bad news. He returned as King Barrett.
So Rusev, Sheamus, and Barrett against Ziggler, Cesaro, and Neville, a.k.a. the team that created Forgot.
Neville. God damn, he's short.
Cesaro's boring.
Make him lose tonight.
He's Swiss. He doesn't connect with the fans. And see we got here, Brad? Cesaro not connecting with the fans again.
Right. I'm Swiss.
Hell, okay. I'm gonna take the team that creative Forgot. I for whatever reason I think they'll win. I don't know. Since it's not well publicized, they're gonna win. But if it was like on the real pay-per-view, I bet the heels would win.
It's a rehash of a match that is essentially a bunch of singles wrestlers, mostly from Europe, thrown together with no direction. I have no desire to see this. Like I said, we've seen it before, and but I'm going to pick Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, and Neville to win.
Do you like that? The team that created Forgot. You like that? You like that?
Maybe you could write for him.
I probably could. Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt in a Hell in a Cell match. I gotta say, I'm taking the babyface, buddy. I'm taking Roman Reigns.
Nothing can stop Roman Reigns.
Anyone but you, Roman. Anyone but you.
I don't see any way he loses this match. In fact,
why would he?
He's advertised to wrestle Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship on house shows around the time of Survivor Series.
Yep.
So, like I've been saying, it's coming, folks. If it's before WrestleMania or it's during WrestleMania, it's coming.
But
prepared.
Honestly, dude, if it's not forced and he's not being shoved down our throats, and if he doesn't talk and he's just a badass like he was in the Shield, I'm totally okay with him being champion. I am. I'm okay with it.
He's a heel. That's
I know
the
he
problem.
is.
He's a heel. He needs to be a heel.
He was a heel in NXT as Leaki, and he was damn good.
Well, I just want to know when the guy's going to start lifting.
You're being serious? You're being sarcastic?
I'm being serious. Hell, have you checked out my Twitter? Have you seen my guns?
No.
Oh my God, this guy. Let's just be honest here.
Yeah.
He still wears the Shield vest, and there's a reason for it.
Why is that?
Well, if he takes it off, you're not going to like what you see. It's not a superstar look. That's why he's still wearing the Shield vest.
That's not true. It
is true.
He's in the fucking what's it called? The tap out commercials. What do you mean he doesn't have the body for it?
He doesn't. That's why he wears the vest.
He's in the tap out commercial.
I don't care if he's in the Trojan commercial.
No, Batista's in the Trojan commercial.
Or he should be after marrying her.
I know. He must be really, really popular.
Wrap it up twice.
Oh, no, you're not supposed to. That's the wrong thing to do, kids.
Wow.
Team submission sorority, look it up. I'm definitely picking Roman Reigns on this one. There's no way he doesn't lose. Charlotte and Nikki Bella. I didn't even know it was happening because they didn't promote it at all. I do like Charlotte. She's one of my favorites. I'm picking Charlotte.
Oh, that's just you kissed her ass in an interview.
No, she was so great.
Of course.
You're just jealous.
We get it.
She is a beautiful woman. So, and she's very, very friendly. So, like, I don't see the problem here. And she's good at wrestling. So, Charlotte.
Maybe Bram could put in a good word for you. But why? You're the TNA guy. Why? All right, so for the reason why I'm freaking out is because TNA did one of the dumbest things I have ever seen. I work in the media. I've seen stupid shit. Trust me. Some woman next to where the Penguins play, Consult Energy Center, for those of you who don't know, hit a cop with her car and went to jail and said the next morning I only had 2 Miller Lights. I've seen stupid. I wrote about stupid earlier today. This is dumb. TNA reinstated Bram, who got into a domestic assault charge with his girlfriend at the time, causing Charlotte and Bram to get into a divorce, which is now finalized. Good for Charlotte. And TNA reinstated Bram and suspended him. We're talking about you, Bram.
Honestly, what was the point? Why? Just like... Okay, so they really can't lose that money if they terminated his contract? Because even in that case, they wouldn't owe him any money. It's terminated because he broke the law. He didn't quit and get a pension or his 401k or whatever. He could have been terminated, but they reinstated him.
Who knows? Hey, maybe he'll win the World Title Series.
Yeah, like they didn't steal that from Major League Baseball.
That's going to be Lashley anyway.
It is. Here's my Dixie Carter impression. Baseball is important. So here, Bob, John, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the World Series. We'll put title in the middle because people think it's the World Series, but it's for our title. And yeah, she's doing jazz hands or something. But what an idiot. That was so stupid. First, I don't know. How do you reinstate a criminal? I don't understand. This isn't the NFL. On to our next one. The Intercontinental Championship match. Kevin Owens versus Ryback. Is there really even an option here?
Did you see the picture of Ryback on the Twitter?
No. Is it on his Twitter machine? On Ryback's own Twitter?
Oh, my God. He has bought a giant fucking trampoline.
Why?
Okay. It's got the safety feature like kids would use it. So it's got the netting around the edges so you can't fall off. And he mentioned how he's learning how to do backflips.
No, is he going to do a Brock Lesnar?
This dude is going to fucking kill someone or himself, maybe.
Well, that's not funny. I don't want him. No, I don't want anyone to die. But wow, where? I have to search Ryback trampoline.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
I was.
There's nothing here.
Yeah,
you lied.
No, it's a real thing.
I can't find it. You're a liar. Well, anyway, that's fucking great. I'm good. Do you have Kevin Owens winning? I hope you do.
I do. This is another feud. I'm over. I'm ready to move on. I don't think Ryback has a chance of winning the title. I haven't been a fan of the feud. I do hope it's a blow-off match, and we can all move on.
Just like we're moving on to the next match, the New Day versus the Dudley Boys for the tag team titles. The Dudley Boys will prevail. They will prevail.
I'm picking them. So I think so.
Me too.
I will say I don't think the timing's right for a title change. I think they missed their best opportunity for the live event at MSG, and they had originally planned, like I said, to do the title change then, and something changed, as it always does at last minute with Vince. And so it just kind of seems to have lost some momentum. Now it's just kind of turning into a drawn-out feud, like every other thing. So
yeah, I know.
You know, they either have to win the titles now or not win them at all. I think
you're right. This is the last chance. And if they just want to put over New Day, that's cool. That's really cool. They're putting over the young guys, and that's awesome. Not a lot of people do that, but I hope if they're going to win it, they need to win it now, or like I said, wasted opportunity. Moving on, the U.S. Open Challenge, the For the U.S. Championship, John Cena versus mystery opponent. No matter what, John Cena is not winning this. I don't know who it is. I have two names in my head. I have Dean Ambrose and I have Braun Strowman. It's I can't be Ziggler.
Braun Strowman.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I'll tell you, if this guy wins, take away all sharp objects from me. I mean, seriously.
Could you imagine? You know, it'd be really fucking great if he did the Braun Strowman Open Challenge.
Oh my God.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's where the Braun Strowman Open Challenge is where he calls out people to show him how to wrestle.
Yeah, but I mean that's a funny segment, the Braun Strowman U.S. Open Challenge, and he brings out he finally brings out Heath Slater, he kills him, he brings out Zack Ryder, he throws him through the roof, and just silly shit. I think that'd be really good. That'd be really good. But all I know is Cena is not winning the title.
I think Strowman learning how to wrestle would be really good, but whatever.
Triple H versus a broom is better than Triple H versus Braun Strowman versus anybody, really. No, I'm gonna give it to the mystery opponent. I don't know who it is. It's maybe Vacant. Maybe Vacant will win.
That would probably be just as good of an option as there probably is. So.
Ambrose and Ziggler? Those are very, very good.
I don't know if Ziggler, whatever, but maybe he should go sew another fucking Megadeth patch spelled incorrectly on his jean jacket from the 80s. Anyway,
you don't like Dolph Ziggler? I love Dolph Ziggler.
He's a tired act. I like Ziggler. He's a tired act.
He's better as a heel.
Yeah, he needs a change. He needs a change. I would turn him heel, but he needs a change. He needs. It's not just him turning heel, right? That's not the answer to everything, but something about him also fundamentally has to change. I'm fucking tired of the guy.
Yeah,
years and years and years of the same shit, just like John Cena. So it's time to change it up a little. Dean Ambrose, it's such a waste. He's been U.S. champion. He is like the longest reigning champion ever.
That's right.
And he never defended it, and it was totally meaningless, and it was blah, blah, blah. It's whatever. Who cares? So I don't want to see him wasted on that. He's a main event talent.
Yes, he is.
I think so anyway. I mean, obviously I'm not Vince, but I think so.
No, you're right.
So,
you're right.
No.
Okay.
I do think we'll see a title change, and but here's the problem with the Open Challenge on a pay-per-view. Is they're setting themselves up for a bad reaction here if they don't really deliver on someone fresh, someone exciting that the fans can get behind. It brings expectations. So anything else, like the same old shit, like a Dolph Ziggler, who we just saw lose clean to John Cena, is going to be a letdown, and I think you'll see that with the fans' response.
Well, I would say another name, but he already debuted. Tyler Breeze debuted at SmackDown.
Summer Breeze.
Summer Breeze. And I please tell me you're a fan of Tyler Breeze. You're going to say you're not, and I know you, and I'm going to get mad because Tyler Breeze is the Prince of Pretty.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Tyler Breeze.
Good. All right, maybe he'll do it. All right, moving on. The WWE World Heavyweight.
I don't know about that. I don't know. There's a long list of potentials. I personally think they need to take someone from NXT.
I do too.
Here's a concept. Get a guy who is, on NXT and doing well, and you could move into the scene for something fresh and new and exciting, and have him win. I don't know. What do I know? Whatever.
Well, they are kind of strangleholded because Sami Zayn isn't healthy. Itami's not healthy. Balor still has to feud with somebody and lose the belt. Samoa Joe doesn't want to come up. James Storm just debuted last night.
But they have Eva Marie.
Yay! All right. The
Megastar.
You're right. Seth Rollins versus Kane. Is it corporate Kane or Demon? I'm not even going to finish. It's Seth Rollins is winning. What else can possibly happen?
Or is it Kane who sells insurance in Tennessee?
Or Isaac Yankem.
I wish they'd yank him out of the main event.
Me too, but I am a fan of Kane. But he ain't gonna win shit.
I don't know. I'm going to pick Seth Rollins
Of course.
And I can't wait for this ridiculous feud to end. But I think if you 100% rule out Kane here, you never know with these fucking morons booking this stuff. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, all I know, Kane in 2015 is not a main event draw. This match isn't drawing shit. And they don't really care because they think their draw is The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. So it is what it is. But, you know, Rollins has been booked as arguably the worst WWE champion ever. He's got, you know, I think 3 or 4 wins on TV since August 3rd. He should go over clean here. That's the obvious solution. But who knows?
Who knows is right, unfortunately. Last but not least, The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. What was supposed to be a WrestleMania match, but it's not. It's the main event of Hell in a Cell. I have to give it to Brock Lesnar. He needs to stay on top. He needs to stay strong for his big match at Mania. I don't know who that's going to be against yet, but it's going to be somebody. So I got Lesnar.
The problem is because it goes back to what I've been saying about not building stars of today.
Yeah.
And so the problem is now you really have no stars of today that are credible that Brock Lesnar could face. That would be a huge match.
Cesaro, if they booked him right.
That is not a huge match.
I don't know. A lot of legends have been calling for it, and plus Cesaro's hot. He does connect with the fans, believe it or not, and he's strong as hell. He could do. They could have a really athletic match, and it'd be fun to watch.
But that's not a WrestleMania main event.
Well, that's why I said if Cesaro was booked properly, it could have been properly.
Yeah, he's just one of those goddamn millennials.
Yeah, I know. What are you gonna do?
I do pick Lesnar to win, though.
Yeah,
I think that's the only logical solution here.
Well, we picked the same exact lineup, so
yeah. He's the biggest special attraction in all of pro wrestling, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
They need to keep him strong, in my opinion, more than they need to give The Undertaker the win.
Yes.
You know, Undertaker almost ever wrestles outside of WrestleMania.
That's right.
And Lesnar's going to be a big attraction for them going forward, so
that's right.
They need to keep him strong.
You're right. You are right.
Of course I'm right.
I can't. Of course, you're right. I can't say anything otherwise. That's it for this podcast. Brad, I'd say do your thing, but I'll do it for you. Follow Brad Shepard at the Brad Shepard, BARDSHEPARD, the Herd. Tweet me about how John is wrong, and I'll favorite it. How about that?
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And okay, you do me.
Oh well, you know, I've been in television for 6 years. I've got a lot of experience. You know, guys, I've been on TV, and by the way, you can follow me, Jon Fisher IQ, just like it sounds, IQ. And did I mention I've been on TV? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. What was I saying, Brad?
Brad, are we live? Rick, are we live? Are we live? Yes, Rick, we're live. Okay.
I'll put her in the figure 12.
Face fucker. All right, I gotta pull that up now before we have to go. I don't have a choice. But God damn.
If you're sensitive, if you don't find it funny, we play it every week. If you got to pamper and pad your little pussy and you don't want to hear this, end the podcast now because we're about to play this shit.
I got to find it first. That's half the battle, don't you know? Here it is. I love the I love how I'm promoting another podcast on our podcast. What's wrong with the WWE? They're so funny. They're great. And here is my favorite fucking clip ever.
I really wanted Ric Flair to run over and hit her with a fucking elbow and during the figure 4.
Paige, you are a bitch. How can you do this to my daughter? Hey,
Ric Flair, I love you.
Paige, you are the man. You're hot. Yeah. Let's do a figure 12 on Paige. I'll do it to her face. I'll face fuck her. It'll be a figure 12. Hey, vagina.
Oh shit. They're one of the best. They're fucking awesome. So yeah, everybody visit topropepress.com for all of your wrestling needs. You can follow Brad and I intermittently throughout the week on our Twitter pages. And Brad, do you have anything else?
Follow me on Twitter. I'm fun to interact with. Listen to my tweets, read my tweets. What do you do to tweets? You read them?
You read them.
Okay, yeah. Read my tweets. They're funny, they're insightful, and they may insult you if it's that time of the month. So
oh well. All right, off to buy Amateur National Pole Dancing Championship tickets. We'll see you all next week.
Peace.